folder with the institutional seal. It's a good look. Also, desk, pneumatic height adjustable, manually adjustable. That way it doesn't take up room on the outlet on the surge protector. So, two surge protectors. Back to the desk. Every desk needs a lamp for reading and writing. Here is a company. They make lamps in the United States. Fluorescent is bright. Black daylight. Okay. Also, file cabinet. This one has a lock. That way you could also use it for storage as a mini. It's to keep your things safe or secure. If you just want to use the top one for files, and you can throw some personal items or something at the bottom and lock it up. That way you can have a little bit of security there. What else? Printer. This EcoTank. Refill the ink using bottles as opposed to the cartridges. It'll probably save you more. The ink refills. A box, a ream of copy paper. Right here. Okay. Keep moving. About 5. This reinforced filler paper. It's reinforced. Wait, it doesn't tear. It's better quality. Okay. Notebooks. You can go with the 5-star. Simple white and black. Or you could go with the institutional one, or like, let's say you're at Princeton here, and they have nice notebooks like this. Like this. So that's up to you. I prefer this as opposed to the 5-star. Let's go back. Tape dispenser. A simple black. Some cover up and labeling tape. Two-line. In case you have to redact something, I suppose. Or if you want to label something. Okay, let's go. Let's move forward. What other things? What are some other essentials? Post-it notes. Three-M adhesive, super sticky. Scotch tape. Okay. Some Scotch tape. The green. Magic tape. It's magic. Computation pad. This would be your graph paper. It also has a backing that you could use to throw in a portfolio. Little cardboard down here as a backing. It's good. There was your graph paper. Paper shredder. Small paper shredder. You will need this. You get something from your bank. You want to shred it. You get something with your address or any identifiable information that you don't want to be sorted through. Shred it. 10 sheets at a time. Some calculators. Oh, 2 calculators. Always good to have a backup. They use AA batteries, possibly AAA. Don't quote me on that. Okay, And here at Office Depot, like I said about the surge protectors, you'll need those as well. So the desk, the lamp, the folders, the notebooks, the printer, the file cabinet, this, oops. Of course, now I'm going to talk about, I'm going to take a little break while my internet is down. This happens every now and then. So, one thing I think it's good to understand is this is all about stationery here so far in this video. One thing I notice as far as stationery, it's hard to find just simple, plain, basic, black and white. In the world of stationery, there's a lot of frills, frilly things and flowers and cutesy type of things. I'm very much opposed to that. I wish that there were a store, a stationery store. If you ever look at videos, Japanese stationery stores, you have two different types. You have something very professional, and then you have something very whimsical or very, it's very much female dominated in that sense. And I think that's a crime that we don't see more stationery stores, and the only thing us guys really have is a place like Office Depot. Because if you walk into any stationery store, you're gonna see a ton of pastels. You're gonna see pinks and baby blues and pale greens and that kind of thing. That's sending a message, I think, to young men. This isn't your world. Stationery is not your world. Well, I'm here to tell you that it can be. You just have to find it. It's out there. This is what I'm trying to help with. Anyway, I'm going to try and reload this page. So right here, this website is At a Glance. This is a planner. Looks a little bit like this. Okay. Starts at 7. Ends at 8:45. Okay. This is where you schedule in your time, your events. Okay. This is a really great way to pin in your appointments, to keep track of assignments. I got it in a size large. Okay, it's worth every penny. If you're starting school, this is a good way to get started. Okay. Some other things. This is a little too matted. Compact staplers are good. Compact one right here. This should do the trick. also a 3-hole punch. The Optima Premium staples come in this nice case here. It's going to be something you need. I don't know if you need this. Okay. Staples, stapler, a 3-hole punch. Okay. So we were on the topic of stationery. There's this company here called Crane & Co. If you noticed, like I was saying before, love frilly things. But they also have more masculine types of products, and you can get personalized stationery if that's your thing. You can get your business cards here. And a little bit about this company. It's been around for a really long time. Okay? Stephen Crane established the Crane paper business when he purchased the Liberty Paper Mill. And one of his early customers so happened to be Paul Revere. Oh, look, who used the paper to print the American colony's first paper money. And I think that's really cool. So anyway, back to the cart. I think it's a good practice to have at least some high quality stationery. So BK. There's the matching envelope. White number 10. There, got it. So with this, it has 50 sheets. So in the cart, I have 200 sheets of paper. And the envelopes, 100 envelopes, because 25 envelopes per box. I think that's pretty good. You can play with how much you want to store, but I think this is a nice start for anyone on this with a goal of writing letters. I think that's a good goal to have for a young academic, to take the time, write your loved ones, friends and family, letters of appreciation and gratitude, telling them a little bit about your time at school and keeping them in the loop, not ghosting your friends and family. Write them letters if you were going to stay on campus during the holiday, to write them over the holidays. Let them know how things are going. Be honest and anyway. Also, you're going to need some stamps. Now, hold on. I think, now these are fancy. Look at this. Stamps. Battlefields of the American Revolution. This, I find that stamps are a good way to show your personality. These are great looking stamps here. That's just an idea. Okay. Add that to the cart. And now I'm at the, USPS.com. I'm going to look at some stamps. Now here's a way to show your personality. And, they'll have, holiday themed. And it's just a way to show your personality. Let's try to find some more stamps here. Oh. And so we just browse through shaker design. So if you're into woodworking, that's pretty cool. Just your good old flag, US flag stamps. Add those to the cart. Well, you have, what was it, 100 envelopes, so you'll need at least 100 stamps. Oh, this would be pretty cool. So patriotic, if you could, this is where you show your little touch of personality, like with your necktie. You get to show a little bit of personality here and there. Okay. I like to do it with my necktie and the stamps I choose. Okay. Coil of 100. Okay, so I'm going to look at this shopping cart here. This is nice. 20. Okay, you got a good number of stamps. That should be good right there. And then with your letter writing here. This is 100% cotton paper. It's made in the USA. You better believe it. Okay. Another thing I was looking at. Okay, so we have our at a glance. We looked at some stamps and this stationery, envelopes and the matching paper with the matching envelope. Okay. Also the folders and the notebooks, the lamp and the desk and the printer, copy paper, college rule. No, what am I missing here? Okay, now I think with a computer in your book, you'll be good on in your English and your English and any type of humanities, your philosophy courses, and the only thing you're going to need is some pens and pencils. Now, this is a little bit more involved here. I'm going to have to speak on this. Take it very slowly here. I, I'm going to this website so that I can stick with one brand for my math kit. So I'm going to call it a math kit. Okay. I make a lot of mistakes in math. So I think it's good to get an eraser holder. Now, Staedtler, I think that's how you pronounce it, has this eraser holder that's really nice. But let's see what the basket looks like. Right here, this is a pen, a pigment liner, from very thin to a little bit thicker. Okay, now I try to keep this as uniform as possible. See, we have a clear case here. You could take the pins out of the case so that you can choose which ones you'll need, but it's good to have, you know, these options here. Okay, but trust me with this here, because you'll want to keep things looking uniform going forward. You don't want to have this and that, and you just want your things to look nice when they're on your desk or when you present yourself to the world. Now, here's a colored pigment liner. Now, why did I need this? Oh, it's a set of 6. Okay, that's it as far as the colors. Okay, you have the black and then you have some colors. Okay, this comes in handy on calculus and various things, but it's good to keep. I like that they do have clips. Okay, let's go back to the cart. Oops. And look what we have next. Okay, I'm gonna scan down here and look at these mechanical pencils. Now, the lead's less likely to break. You'll have to write larger, but the lead is less likely to break in this 0.9 millimeter. Okay, so I suggest getting not only 0.9 but 0.7 and 0.5. 0.3 is just a little bit too thin. It breaks for me. It's just too much. So I like having these 3 ready to go, depending on what size, what size font or how small my handwriting needs to be for whatever particular project. But I like that it has this knurled grip. Let's take a look. So yes, that's gonna, when your fingers sweat, this will help with the grip. Okay. But get them, here's in 0.7. This is the 0.3, 0.7, 0.9. So there's the 0.5. Okay. Okay. And with those, okay, don't forget that you'll also need the lead that goes with them. And get more than just one, get a few. So that's 0.9, this is 0.7, This is 0.5. And get it in this lead grade here, HB. That way, if you use it for a Scantron test, that's essentially a number 2 pencil. Okay. That's all that means. Staedtler. Here's your just your wooden pencil. It's good to have a good wooden pencil. A pack of 12. Don't need to say much more about that. This is a good high quality pencil, and as you can see, we're keeping it uniform with the Staedtler brand. We're going to move forward. Okay. Now, the reason why I kind of like these is because they're thin. They don't take up too much room. Those big bulky highlighters will take up a lot of room. So I like that they're slim and that they have a window where you can see how much highlighter fluid you have left. Okay. But I try to stick, you don't have to keep it in the case. You just choose the 2 or 3 colors that you want, right? If you don't want to use pink, if you don't want something bright pink sticking out, then you can stick with the yellow, the green, possibly the orange. Clashes a little bit, but I'm just trying to keep things looking good. Also, another thing not to forget that costs money are these erasers for your mechanical pencils. These are good because usually you're only going to make a small, like let's say if you want to erase a minus sign or a negative sign or something like that, you don't want to bust out your eraser holder, this large eraser. It's too cumbersome, so it's good to just use this very small eraser to reach into very tight places to make quick corrections. So anyway, so this is something that costs money. All right, we went through drafting pencils. Okay, so we got that in 3 different sizes. The leads associated with them. But now you also need the refill. You also need to get the actual eraser for the holder. So this comes a single or a pack of 10. Grab the pack of 10. Okay. Because you'll make mistakes, and guess what? This will last a long time, and it's a good look. Okay, but let's keep going because I saw this here. This is another good thing to own. It's a lead holder. That means that it holds a long piece of lead right here that you sharpen with a different type of sharpener than, let's say, a normal wooden pencil sharpener. Here, this is good for bold lines, good for just a good thing to have. So I recommend it. Go ahead and get yourself one. You deserve it. Also, you'll need, here's the fun part. You'll get this neat little case here, and that contains the 2mm lead that's inside. And you can choose your lead grade. Like let's say if you wanted it more bold or less bold, or you get to experiment with that. Experiment with leads this way. 2B, let's say HB, 2B, 4B, BH, 2H, 4H. That gives you some options there for shading and whatnot. If you use that to shade, let's say, an area. Okay, so there's Mars Carbon 2mm leads, and let's keep going down. Also, with this right here is the lead holder pencil sharpener. It works differently, you see. That's how you will get this very fine, sharp tip. And it's satisfying. Another thing, for your wooden pencils, your good old trusty. Oh, I like the reason why I chose this, right? The tub is this. You don't want to get a pencil sharpener without a tub because you'll leave a mess. It's good to contain your mess, like the shavings, the pencil shavings. Contain it. Don't sharpen your pencil. You'll see this. Someone will sharpen their pencil on their desk, and they'll leave shavings, and then they sweep the shavings off onto the carpet, and then they're saying to everybody, "Oh, look, I'm employing a housekeeper. I'm employing some janitorial service provider." But no, they just end up looking messy. So, keep it contained. If you're going to sharpen a wooden pencil, make sure that the shavings fall and that you are able to dispose of them in the right manner. Another thing I would say for math, if you're taking math courses, which I think everybody has to, so, is to get this square here, 16 centimeters. 8 on that side, 8 on this side, so you got 16 total on this side. It comes with the protractor, right? 89.91, 89.91, right? Okay, so, and also has these level lines right here. It keeps your line straight. Also has this 90-degree angle, or 45 on this, but helps you create 90-degree angles here. Also this depth gauge here, that's pretty, this is a very good ruler that I recommend. Okay. Also, it was a toss-up. This one right here has a wheel where you can adjust the compass. Yeah. Yeah, so this is a good one here. Close that if you could fit it into your pencil bag along with your square. Okay. If your pencil bag is more than 20 centimeters wide or long, you can fit this ruler in there. This looks like a pretty good ruler. But if it doesn't, and you're working with a smaller pencil bag, then the 15 centimeter, however, you'll have to move that along more often. You'll use this more often than you will the 20 centimeter, but I'd say why not just get both? You deserve it. Okay? And as far as that, I think that covers the math front, because we were looking at, earlier in the video, we were looking at this Texas Instruments, the TI Inspire. Make sure that it's colored and it's backlit like this. Okay? It's also, make sure that it has make sure it works with whatever course that you're going into, okay? But a TI-84 plus CE is a pretty good option here. And as you can see, I like the color combination here with the Staedtler, okay? It keeps along that theme, okay? The math, so I would go with this, okay? because it would look really great with all of your math supplies. View the basket. So, and look good with all of these math supplies. You see how we're keeping the blue, the white, the gray. Here we're still with the gray, the blue, these colors here, the blue, the highlighter. Now, the highlighter, you maybe just the blue with the yellow would work. That's fine. Okay, you see these white erasers. You have, looks like 3 different colors with the mechanical pencils, but they're all this blue, so it's not too uniform. However, this blue is kind of what you're shooting for, like the blue with the TI Inspire. But as long as, like this matches that calculator, but this doesn't. You see, because we're trying to find that blue to match. Okay, so this would be nice, but you'd have to pull this out and that would clash. Okay, so, but I'll tell you, this goes well with this and this. So this blue is a little off, but it's okay. And that blue is a little off from what we're trying to match up a little bit. But as long as it follows in a theme, and I think we're staying in the theme of the Staedtler, going with the TI Inspire. Okay. All right. So that should look pretty freaking smart, and you'd look pretty well put together. However, it also depends on what you're toting around. Okay. And so you want to look put together. So I would recommend a backpack like this. Okay, simple, black. It's going to last. Has a 5-year warranty. It would last you. Yeah, it's got all the pockets you need. Pocket up here, 2 pockets on the side, a pocket in the back, a pocket in the front. It's a great size. Okay. Now I'm going to run down the list. This is also something you want to look put together. So we're going to start. Now, just get this double billfold. Just get it. Okay? Because it will match. It will match this. Also, so there's this double billfold. Okay? You don't need a Platinum American Express card. But also think about that. Think about the contents inside your billfold. Okay? Think about that. How you present yourself. This is what I'm trying to help y'all with. Okay? A passport cover. Now, notice that it's the cover, not the case. The cover just contains a passport and a little sleeve here for, let's say, a folded up boarding pass. Okay? Or some type of receipt. Okay. So this also matches. So bravo. or congratulations, you're well on your way to looking put together. Another thing I'd recommend for a student or a professional is this right here. This is the zip around letter pad. You can put your computation pad in there. You could throw, we maybe look at pins on another video, like actual, some quality standouts. Okay, this also has, but you can throw your computation pad in there, and this is where you would keep your graphing paper. Okay. If you wanted to keep lined paper in there, fine. But anyway, let's go back, okay? Also, these are travel kits. This is good for deodorant. Shaving cream. A small bottle of, I don't know, just what you need. Soap, a washcloth, I don't know what you need. A loofah, I don't know. Also this is good for, let's say, combs and hair gel here. So some hair gel here, and maybe some combs right here, or whatever products you could use. It's also, you don't have to put hygiene products in there. You could put whatever the heck you want. Okay. Another good thing with these products, you can put your initials on them. Monogram. Okay. Also this, I think this is pretty good for like your electric toothbrush, floss, mouthwash, toothpaste. Like a tongue scraper. Yeah, get the tongue scraper. All right. Keep moving here. Oh, right here, I'd recommend getting 2 of these. One for your cords and your cables, and one is your pencil bag. Okay. Maybe if you want a leather pencil bag, you could go ahead and get that. But if you like the look of this, then you can use this as a pencil bag. Okay, one for your cords. Also, you'll need some luggage. Don't let anybody tell you won't. This is a very compact 4-wheeled brief. This is a carry-on. And if the flight you're on thinks that this is too large for a carry-on, you're on the wrong airline. Also, this right here, a good briefcase for a young man, is a must. I recommend leather. This has a strap, leather, and handles. Okay, this will last. A laptop cover. That's a good option. That will protect your laptop. Also keep it contained and safe. That's good. That's good. Also, check out this you'll also need a duffel bag. Okay, you'll need it. Okay, a duffel bag is an essential. And also, I like this to go along with the collection, right? This tote here. Okay. I think a lot of our bases are covered here, okay? For when you start college, okay? Now, I'd keep an eye on all of these. Try to keep it uniform as possible. Okay? Got the leather here, but you have ballistic nylon with pretty much everything else. Avoid too much branding, that kind of thing, but sometimes you just can't avoid it. All right, that's where I'm going to call this. I think did pretty good. I guess we can do a review. Your math, your printers and stationery, planner, a lamp, the desk, the file cabinet, some basic furniture. And don't forget your staplers, your staples, and your 3-hole punch. But also, you'll need to write letters too. Okay, like maybe you want to write a letter to the governor. Maybe you want to write a letter to try to get a reference from a senator. Who knows what you're doing? Maybe a representative or someone official. Maybe you want to write a letter about a position. A letter is the way to do it. Okay, make sure that it's on some good stationery. Okay, and a good clean pair of scissors here is never a bad thing. Okay, this is a heavy-duty pair of scissors, and you'll just keep that in a drawer somewhere, or you'll store that appropriately. You're not going to be carrying this around with you all over the place, but it's a good thing to have. There's a nice sturdy pair of scissors. Okay, there'll be more that I'm going to cover, but I think that's where we're going to end this video today. Okay.